When your old career gives you lemons, throw in some ice, mix in some vodka, and call it a podcast. From the Mac of All Trades studio in Fairport, and driven by Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, it's Billified, the Bill Moran Podcast.
Thanks for getting your pot on. Thank you for telling a friend. That's how we spread the word. Ooh, what hat is that?
Newark Pilots.
Oh, that's right.
Perfect Game Collegiate Baseball League.
Yeah. And Oakley? You a big Oakley guy?
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah. I have a pair of Oakley sunglasses. I just like the sweatshirt.
I had a dream the other night.
They had a sale one day, and I bought a few.
Somebody was trying to get me to buy Oakley, not sunglasses, ski goggles.
For
not
what?
kidding. And I said, no, I want to go buy these this brand Knockaround. I like Knockaround. They're glasses, they're sunglasses, and they're inexpensive. They're like, I mean, when I say inexpensive, I don't know. They're $25 a pair, but they hold up. They're Knockaround. They could fall down. They have a bunch of different styles. You can get your sports teams if you want. It's a great website, and then they have ski goggles and things as well. And sometimes they run package deals. I just like them. I've liked them for a while, and so in my dream, I'm going, no, I want that. It was a weird thing. It was just this week, and it's just so funny you wear the Oakley thing. I have no idea. I saw you hanging out with Juice Fields on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
How was that party?
Great spread, tremendous spread, great party. It was just a tremendous party.
Yeah.
Juice won a ton of money.
Look at you. Yeah, you texted me.
Yeah, his boiler busted the night before.
Oh my God.
And he won enough money to pay for it and then some.
Okay.
During the Super Bowl. So yeah, I mean, he's very successful.
Yeah, it looked nice, and
it was a fun time.
He's taller than I thought.
Yeah, he is tall.
Either that or you shrunk.
No, he's tall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure what to expect. And I felt bad because I was invited there. I was invited to not Kevin's house, but Kevin's buddies. And then Arnie Rothschild, who RBTL, said invited me to his. He has a loft downtown. And I went to none. I had just so much work, schoolwork stuff. I didn't do any. I didn't even really watch the game. It was kind of a boring game.
You know, but it kept you in it just because you're waiting for New England to wake up.
Yeah,
because I've seen Seattle play before, and I've seen Darnold in games where you let the opponent hang around.
Right,
it's 3-0. 6-0,
right.
9-0. You don't want to be kicking field goals. You want to bury them. And eventually they did. And, you know, of course, Collinsworth is praising Drake May. Everybody's killing Collinsworth. I think Collinsworth does a great job. And he's like, you know, now he's starting to find his rhythm. Next play. Oh, what do I know, right?
I like him too.
You know who would make that play? Patrick Mahomes. By the way, there were bets on Cashy on whether or not Collinsworth would mention Patrick Mahomes.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh, wow.
And somebody asked him about it at Radio Row at the Super Bowl, and so he didn't mention Mahomes once.
Oh, they did ask him
the entire game.
They did ask him.
Yeah, so people won some money on Collinsworth whether or not he'd mentioned Patrick Mahomes.
That's
So, yeah. But we had a great time. Juice threw a heck of a party.
Yeah, I'm sure
He's got a beautiful house.
Yeah.
He took him like years to remodel it. He and his wife done a great job. They got a nice little dog, 2 great kids.
Look at this.
My nephew and niece are terrors. Oh my gosh. They had to, like, in the second quarter, we had to, you know, calm my nephew down. He's like, bam, bam. He's breaking all my niece's or his cousin's toys and stuff. You want to talk about a halftime show. My goodness. We were picking up stuff.
Well, the halftime show is the most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history.
See what controversy does? It creates cash.
I guess. I don't even know. Like, I watched it. I thought, oh, I get it. I see what this is. Oh, cool.
I didn't see it. I didn't see any halftime show. I was driving home.
Oh.
But my wife wanted to listen to it because she's a music person. We're both music people. She and so they played it on the radio broadcast.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand it.
No, me neither. But it was upbeat and fun.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of the Caribbean a little bit. And I thought that there was a lot of cool things in there when he gave himself his young self the Grammy. I was like, that's pretty cool. And, just kind of a pitch to Puerto Rico and Latin countries. And it was all in Spanish. All right.
I mean, the people who were going to hate it said they hated it. The people who were going to love it said they loved it. You could tell. But there was one person locally who actually gave Bad Bunny a compliment and said that he really enjoyed it. And it's somebody that I didn't think would say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, here's a thinking person.
Oh, okay.
Here's someone who is not just swept away by ideology.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a neutral. I'm going to give this
conservative talk show host.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this yes, it was Bob.
Yeah.
And he gave it a fair shake, and he said he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Everybody else on one side of the ledger, you could pretty much figure out what their opinion is.
There was, it's interesting. This is very interesting because I had put up a clip, and all I said in the clip was I enjoyed it. I thought it was more about unity. I thought it was showing kind of the melting pot of what this country is, the influences of that. I wasn't offended by the fact that it was all in Spanish. It was all in Spanish. So what? And I thought it was kind of cool, and it felt like a good vibe. And what did I care? It's a halftime show. It's not you know what I'm saying? It's a it's entertainment. If I didn't, and I said, you know what? If you didn't like it, there was an alternative.
Yeah, 3 million people watched that too.
You didn't have to like it.
Right.
You didn't have to like it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to like either one of them.
You could like both.
Yeah, or like both. Like, it just didn't matter. So I had put something up there, and man, the stuff, it went flying.
You know what our favorite pastime is in this country? Outrage.
Well, it was weird to me because it's not. Do you ever notice that when you're in an argument, okay? So whenever there's an argument and someone calls you a name, it's basically over. The argument.
They've lost thoughts.
Well, yeah,
they're out of ideas.
Not because it's resolved exactly, because it just fell off a freaking cliff, man. There's nothing there, and it doesn't matter what the argument is about. The argument could be about parenting, football, policy, whatever it is. You go to name calling, and it's basically like it's over.
Once you reach the ad hominem portion of the program, it is no longer a valid argument.
Exactly.
You've lost.
Yeah, it feels okay. So I've been thinking.
If I call you an a-hole in the argument, I've lost.
Yeah, because the next second you're a washed-up loser. And somebody, I
have no kids.
I'll just say this: I don't enter into the arguments on my own page. I usually don't look at them, but now I'm getting notices that that people are commenting on this stuff.
56 people, which is really 4 people, commented on your post over and over.
And I go, we're not debating anymore. It's like you're auditioning for middle school. But it was BJ Shea. It was an old producer of a legendary morning show in this town had gone and just said how awful this was. And then people are putting up pictures of Bad Bunny in a dress, and Bad Bunny says all these things. And I'm like, okay, when we start litigating the past, the only thing that I saw was a guy who seemed to be tastefully and respectfully dressed, paying homage to the football game that his uncle played with his uncle's number 64 and that, who gave himself a Grammy, which who wouldn't want to give yourself when you're a kid going, hey, hang in there. It's going to, all your dreams come true. I thought it was great. I thought it paid it. But this, I mean, to take Bad Bunny, I take that side out of it. It was like, I'm watching this and I see these people arguing. I go, when it dissolves into insults, did that person just lose the argument? And what does it say when our leaders do it?
They're out of ideas.
Okay.
It kind of comes up with like, that's it. That's the best you got. You're the guy in charge.
Well,
or you're one of the people in charge.
You could say things like, and I think you started saying you're out of ideas. You cognitively, you have nothing else to say.
Or at the very least, you don't know how to argue.
Well, you've lost cognitive control.
Yeah.
Right? You've got so pissed off. And believe me, I've been there. I think I probably, in the past.
We all have.
Or
we all have.
You don't have a stronger point left. You feel threatened. Not necessarily wrong, but threatened.
I mean, think about all your thoughts. They're the end game of no more ideas.
Right.
Every thought you have, every idea you have, every belief you have is the end game that you've come to. That's the conclusions that you've come to. There's that you don't, or you. That's the best argument you can make.
The only thing I can think too is could they want to destabilize you emotionally so your head's out of the game, like they're getting in your head a little bit by calling you names. I mean, I will say when President Trump was on the debate stage the first time, and he starts calling him little Marco Rubio, or just these little, sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It was he was going after Bush's brother, and he had a name.
Jeb.
Yeah, he had a name. He had a name for Jeb, and I forget what the nickname was for Jeb. And I remember going, "Oh my God, you could do that." You could do that.
You never saw that in a presidential debate before.
No, you never did. And I don't know that he was out of ideas. I don't think he was. And that's where I'm going, okay, when you attack the person instead of the position, ad hominem, as you say, right? It's basically what that is. You're attacking the person, not the position.
Yeah.
You've left the substance of the argument. And I go, today, Pam Bondi is in front of Congress, and listen to this. Listen, it's the same thing a guy called BJ Shea on my Facebook page, washed up loser. Listen.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch. Not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Now, I would normally say, Danny, when you go to, like, you're down to the insult, you've kind of hit the intellectual eject button in the argument, right? I mean, I would say that.
Like, I remember seeing Lauren Babbert, who's the representative from Colorado, calling a host on CNN a washed-up loser, or something like that. And I'm like, well, what was the argument? All I know is that, like, I don't know what the argument is. I just know that, like, she's just going to insults.
Yeah.
When you have to go to the insult box, the argument's over.
Well, hang on now. Hang on just a second. Hold that thought and see if you agree with what I'm about to say to you.
Okay.
Because when I saw this, I go, I'm not sure Pam Bondi. At that point, they're basically telling her, we're not going to let you run on and on and on. Well, she has nothing she can really say to that on any level. Not intellectual, not anything, right? You're sort of at their mercy. So to come back and insult people, sometimes it's not because you lost. It's because you're trying to win the crowd.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And it's a world we live in now. And you're trying to win the crowd.
It's like a WWE style.
You got it. It's performance aggression. Yeah. It's exactly what it is.
Because Stone Cold said so. Woo! What did he say? Nothing, really. He just made fun of The Rock.
And I go, that's different from intellectual defeat. This isn't intellectual defeat. This is not.
You can let her filibuster all day long, but not on our watch.
You're not arguing an issue. It's just
not on our time. No way. And I told you about that, Attorney General, before you started.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
You're a lawyer, not even a lawyer.
Is she married? Is she married?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know.
Whoever has to deal with that. Oh God, you can hear that like slightly southern drawl.
You don't tell me. Who are you?
But
you washed up loser.
Yeah, but when you drop washed up loser, I would normally go, okay, once loser comes, right? Intellectual eject button, you're out. You're out of the argument intellectually. But now I'm starting to think when it's someone of power, it's like it's about winning the crowd.
Yeah.
And people want to see this.
Well, then later on.
Yeah, I didn't get later on with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Was this about Epstein?
Yes.
Okay.
It was about Epstein.
This is all we're hearing about now. And
well, they're going hard at it because they think there's more there.
There's a lot. But at the end of the day, no one's going to get prosecuted for this.
It's really unfortunate.
Right. It's awful. But she goes.
I'm not saying like it's. I don't mean that for anything. It's like, believe me, there are people on both sides of the aisle.
Yes.
That had something to do with it.
We actually know a guy named in the files.
Well, he's not
involved.
Bobby Slayton didn't go. Go ahead and tell the story.
Bobby Slayton is not involved in the Epstein situation, but they went and got all the emails, or not all of them. Well, they're letting us see certain emails.
Certain emails. They're just, I think, to satiate us.
Yes, right. Because like there's a lot more they're not going to show us, and there's a lot that's redacted. Okay, but Bobby Slayton, in essence, told Jeffrey Epstein he'd rather be in Manhattan having lunch or dinner with him than going to that crap hole Rochester to do. I think the hellhole of comedy is Rochester, New York, or something like that.
That is what he said.
Okay,
yeah,
and. I mean, I'm just saying we know people who are like, it's kind of funny when it hits home.
Well, it is funny, and I found
in that vein, if he were like doing something bad, that would be different. That wouldn't be funny.
He was supposed to go to dinner with Woody Allen.
Yes,
and he goes, "Man,
another weirdo.
I wish I was going to dinner with you and Woody Allen."
Oh, yeah.
And then I think Epstein was a fan of stand-up comedy, so I think he took Louis Black to a dinner there. With him. I don't remember. I wish. I was so tempted to call Bobby, but then I'm like...
He's probably getting it from all sides.
Bobby was a friend of mine, and I don't even know that we were really friends. We hung out. I opened for him a few times. I emceed for him. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to say it the wrong way. I emceed the shows he did. And we hung out with each other. And he's come on the podcast graciously many times. But he's Brother Weeze's friend. They were tight, and so I don't know about. That's why I wouldn't call him.
He wasn't
now,
involved.
I'm like,
it's just like there's like John Gruden, right? The Washington Redskins got investigated, and John Gruden just happened to call DeMaurice Smith, the head of the Players Association, by a certain name.
Yes.
This was 15 years before they opened up these emails. So because of that email had nothing to do with anything they were being investigated for, and so it becomes news.
Well, once it gets out, we can't have people. You just can't.
Right. And he's suing the NFL, and it's advancing. Like, it's going to the next level.
I don't think my only question for Bobby is how cool that you're mentioned. Like, that's my thing. I go, God damn, you got mentioned in the Epstein files. Yeah, he didn't do anything.
We could play Epstein bingo.
Yeah, and by the way, Bobby has. I would absolutely bet all the money in my bank account. It's not that much, but I would bet all that he never would do something like that, because he has a daughter who he loved, and her mother died, and it was just her and Bobby when she was like 16, 17, I think she died. And Sasha, I think is her name, and a really pretty girl. She was in a girl group for a while, but Bobby, I just go, how could you go? And the one I'm curious about, honestly, in the Epstein files, and I want to get back to the arguing thing.
Peter Attia?
No.
Okay.
Bill Gates.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just curious about Bill Gates. I really am. So what do you do when someone throws an insult at you in an argument?
Me?
Yeah.
I hate arguing. So, yeah, whatever. Okay. Yep.
All right.
Yep, you win.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
You don't fire back.
I'm a douchosaurus. I just repeat back what they say.
I'm a douchosaurus.
But back then, I think Pam Bondi said, look at the economy. Look at the Dow Jones. Look at the S&P 500. She's deflecting. She was deflecting, basically. Look at the stock market.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this? That's what she said.
Okay, so we're not answering the question. Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations like that, even sort of recently, where I've had to say to somebody, I'm not here to litigate the past.
Yes.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm Mark McGuire.
I'm here to I'm not here to litigate the past. What's done is done. I can't change that. I want to have things moving forward.
Yes.
And believe it or not, we're on the same page. It was a statement I've recently made, and I go, okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people, though, when that happens, go ahead.
When people argue, you need to remember, you can't look at your person like as an adversary. You need to look at them as a partner.
Your person.
Yes. The person you're arguing with, you actually want to look at them as a partner. Oh. So that if you're really trying to solve the issue.
Yeah.
You really want to look at them as a partner, and that way you'll actually...
But sometimes even in I thought you were talking more about romantic relationships.
No.
I understand what you're saying.
In other words, you and I are on opposite sides of a certain subject.
Yes.
The argument becomes more productive if I look at you as a partner than an adversary.
Right.
And that way we come to a conclusion where we could both learn from.
Who do most people our age argue with?
Younger people.
You think so?
Older people?
I don't have an answer. I have an answer. I don't know that it's a correct answer, but I have an answer.
Are people our age?
Yeah, I think people somewhere in our age, who do they argue most with? And I would think it's their partner, their spouse.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Gen Xers like to argue with millennials.
No. I phrased that wrong. So that's what I'm saying.
See, my wife and I don't argue at all. I think it's a little weird.
Okay, but maybe you should. Or at least bring things up. Because otherwise, if nothing's brought up, and everything's boring all the time, a little spark once in a while.
I don't know. We're very affectionate.
Get her all revved up. Slap that.
I should, yeah. Boo, tonight we're going to play lawn darts.
Well, I mean, when you name call, it destroys progress. Then there's people who just freeze, right? And nothing goes forward because they're not.
I've been in that situation.
Yeah, you freeze, right?
You can't think like.
Well, you start to internalize it. What does this really mean?
And then all of a sudden, now instead of like you're not listening anymore.
No, you lose your footing in the argument.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that to me?
And then 5 minutes later, why didn't I say this?
Exactly. You feel like George Costanza.
It's like
a great line.
It's like a Bills argument. Yeah, it's like, why did I say that? Yes. I knew that. I was thinking about that earlier.
I think the people that usually win, and I think if you're in a relationship, pay attention to this for a second. The people that win are the ones that can regulate and use a calm tone. I really do. Even if the other person is like raising their voice and doing things. And think back to moments in your life, whether it be with a partner, a coworker, and anybody, a girlfriend at one point, a boyfriend at one point, because you don't reward the insult by giving them anything. And I even, God, I was out somewhere and I just thought of this now. Argument kind of breaks out and the guy says something to his wife. Like, yeah, you're such a, whatever, you get to be such a mouthy bitch or whatever.
Okay.
Or something to that effect. And I think she said, if we're done name calling, it was always like being scolded by a teacher.
It's called an accusations audit.
Well,
that's what it's called.
If we're done name calling, I'd actually like to get back to the actual issue here, which is the fact that you're drunk and we need to go home.
Yes.
That's it. But I remember thinking, oh, that's different. My parents didn't do that. They were screaming at each other, and, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I think we have more information now to understand how to. We have more thought leaders and more information in podcasts and people who specialize in psychology who have written books and given us better ideas on how to do that. Our parents' generation, like they were raised by the World War II generation. They didn't have time to like find their inner self.
I get that.
And work on their personal growth.
I'm not sure I can take that as an answer anymore. I hear what you're saying, and I understand it. And I will say this.
It was to the moon, Alice.
I will say this. I think that everybody, I'd like to believe this, and I sometimes waffle a little bit, but everybody is did the best they could with what they had.
Right.
Okay. So if we go with that, so that's it. However, the intergenerational trauma that went on in my family, all right, we hear about generational trauma. That's different. Intergenerational trauma. Mom and dad fought a lot. They screamed in front of each other. I find somebody who does that same dance with me. I yell and scream in front of my kids. Those kids grow up, they find somebody that does it. It's intergenerational trauma. And it really is. And it's something that just never kind of resolves. And what you wind up doing is this awful dance. It's drinking. It's you know what I mean? And I got to tell you, I saw it in my family. I mean, terribly so. Ever look at your wall and think, that hole definitely wasn't there yesterday. Or maybe your faucet's got a drip that's slowly driving you into madness. That's when you got to call my buddies at Mac of All Trades, because it's your home. And if you don't have the skills to fix it yourself, go to the people who do. And trust me, there's nobody better than Mac of All Trades. They do everything. Leaky faucet, they got it. Drafty windows and doors, done. Electrical, plumbing, carpentry, sure. Full kitchen or bathroom model, oh yeah, they'll do that too. From patching the hole that someone made by definitely not slamming the door, to transforming your entire space. Mac of All Trades gets it done quickly and the right way. Stop putting up with cold drafts and half-finished to-do lists. Give them a call at 585-202-9218 or find them online at macofalltrades.net. Get started on that to-do list today. Mac of All Trades. No job too small. When have you messed up and everyone knew? And I don't even mean necessarily romantically, but you've messed up and everyone knows. And just think about that for a second. You don't even have to say anything. And then I want you to imagine winning the bronze medal and calling it the worst week of your life. Because that is exactly what happened for an Olympic Nordic skier out of Norway. He wins the bronze and breaks down crying and saying that he feels like he lost the gold medal of life with this woman that he loved, and he cheated on her. And he's saying this now on national television through tears.
So he just basically melted down.
Yeah, and from what I can gather,
in a very cathartic but sad state.
From what I can gather, he cheated and then admitted it to her a while ago. That's what I was gathering in one story, and she knew. He had already confessed privately, but now he goes on, it's national TV in Norway, and admits it. And so now everyone knows. So so now they're it's after the race. The winners go up, kind of like PGA when the golfers finish. They come up and they sit at a dais and they get asked questions. And this is what happened at the Olympics. Listen to this. It's a pretty good one.
You talked in the mixed show about meeting your love of your life and cheating on her, but how do you feel about it right now? Do you think it was the right choice or?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Really,
the right choice?
If it's the right choice or not, but it was the choice I made. We make different choices during our life, and that's how you make life, basically. So today I made the choice to tell the world what I did. So maybe there's a chance that she will see what she really means to me, and maybe not. But I don't want to think I didn't try everything to get her back. So again, I don't want to steal the show today. I hope this is just like a day or two long thing, and then your Olympic gold medal is forever.
First, I have to say this, completely off topic on this. The fact that you can answer such a question in a language that is not your native language is so impressive to me, right? Especially in English. And English is being spoken like, I didn't realize you have to speak English in every cockpit around the world, not the country, the world. It's called aviation English, and they try to teach that to all the crew members of every flight around the world. So English is kind of becoming the international language. But I'm like, that's when he goes, that's his life. It's life. Because I go, I don't know what else. I don't even know. Can you come up with a word that quickly? They always say you know another language well enough when you dream in it. I've never dreamt in another language.
Yeah, I've never dreamt in Italian.
Yeah. Can you speak it?
No.
Okay, but it was spoken around you.
Yes.
Often.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally.
And when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And you could understand it.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
All right. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, to me, that's impressive. But here's, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel if that were me. I don't know how I would feel if I did it and told. I don't know. So to me, this isn't about cheating. It's about the confession, the cheating. Mm-hmm. And I go, people usually do it out of guilt.
Well, was he caught before he admitted it?
I don't think he was caught. I think it was weighing on him so much that he said to her, I have to tell you about something, Yeah,
he couldn't just tell her, he had to tell the world.
Well, he told her, and then and I think he hadn't heard from her after that.
Oh, I see.
I think in the latest article, she said that it's a very hard thing to get over.
That's why he was like trying to like reach out.
I think he's reaching out. It was his attempt.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it me you're looking for?
But that's
a terrible Norwegian English accent.
Bjorn.
Hello.
Yeah, because it's like I can't live with the weight anymore. Like sometimes you'll hear, let's take it away from that. Murders. Yeah. Like somebody just goes, I can't take it anymore. All right, you just carried around that guilt, and after so many years, or I think I remember seeing somebody saying after they were caught after 35 years on the run or 35 years. I don't even know if they were on the run. They were probably in the same vicinity, but no one could pin it to that person. And when they did, through more or better technology as it was developed, the person goes, I feel somewhat relieved because I've been carrying this around for so long that I was like, that's a weird thing to say, but maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. Psychology plays different games with different people. First, I guess. Pretty messed up to do something like that.
Of course.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised by the psychology of relief. I mean, it's almost like it's kind of strange to us because we're thinking logically. But, I mean, I remember Ron Washington was the manager of the Texas Rangers, brought them to the World Series back-to-back years. They lost both. In fact, they had a lot of Buffalo Bills jokes because they were actually like a 1 out away from winning it one year. And then he decides to call a press conference on a Thursday afternoon to announce that he was cheating on his wife.
Well, I rounded third and slid home, and not with her.
It's like, holy cow, seriously, dude? I mean, like, what
he really did?
Yeah.
What did he?
We were all kind of like, like sports world was like, that was awkward. Why do we need to know about this?
Right.
Because
it's like I can't keep continuing a lie, or I'll say this, and Letterman was great with this. I control the narrative.
Yes.
Right now, Dave was coming out ahead of it and probably spoke to his wife. Right, but might have been forced to speak to his wife.
Yeah,
because I think this stuff had gone on
for
other times.
He was trying to they were going to extort him. That wasn't an extortion
somebody
case?
was going to try to extort him exactly with video or whatever, and so he came out and he confessed it. And it is the idea of if I tell it first, I control the narrative.
Yeah,
I'm not sure in the manager's case. I wonder if this other woman goes, either you say something or I'm saying something.
Yeah.
And so
maybe that's the case.
I don't know. They got
coming up next. Top 10 apologies to my wife for cheating.
I think that I don't know if this was Richard Nixon or Gerald Ford, or I maybe have the wrong president altogether. I think because my father used to quote it all the time: "When they have you by the balls, your heart and mind will follow." You know what I mean? And that's kind of it. You know, there is argument though to not say anything.
Oh, yeah.
In these situations. I mean, it just is like, even if you carry tremendous guilt, right? And that's a you thing. And sometimes I think it's almost selfish to then admit it. Oh, I made this terrible mistake. Oh, fuck you. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck you. I'm sorry.
You're just admitting it for yourself.
Yes.
That's all.
And it's this big. So then what? You get to, that was really brave. You stood up there. You were a brave. Yeah. You know what was brave is when you had your fucking pants down and your dick buried in somebody that wasn't your wife. And I don't think this guy, by the way, is married. I don't think that's the case. But, and look, sometimes a confession could traumatize a lot of people. Right? If you were married and have children and then you went and had an affair and they find out, you could have a really rough relationship forever there. If you have a daughter, you could have this whole trust issue with men after that. There's all kinds of, there's real shit that can come out of that. I'm trying to think of couples who survived affairs, and I know one or two.
Oh, I know a few.
That survived affairs.
Yes.
Yeah. Did they ever, I would love to know.
They turned to Christ. I'm not joking.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually when a lot of guys do. I'll do anything you want, because you don't want to lose half your shit and your kids.
Well, in divorce, let's be honest, the man's got the most to lose. That's why most men, not most men, a lot of guys are now just like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I have the most to lose. You have nothing to lose. Why would I risk it all?
Well, I think, too, if you're going to stay with somebody, there's a difference between regret. Regret is I got caught. I wish I didn't. Remorse is I'm truly sorry I hurt you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there is a difference there. And you got to be able to know the difference and know how.
There's a thin line, but you got to know it.
But the thing that I'm kind of spins in my head about this one is you admit it on national TV in your country. Now, there's a good chance that if something like that happens, the people closest to her are aware. I will tell you that had I ever done anything like this, you think I'm telling Marge and Bill?
No.
Okay. Stick a microphone in my face and now they know. You know what I mean? I talked a lot of shit on the radio, but they didn't live in the town.
Before streaming, right?
This is the national stuff. Your coworkers know. Her friends know. Her cousin knows. Her aunt, her big mouth grandmother, everybody in that fucking family knows. They all know, and they all think you're a piece of shit. That's I gotta.
Some of those may be crazy and reach out to the girl who you did it with.
Well, that could be. Future children, If you do you
Oh,
understand what I'm
gosh.
saying?
I didn't even
Because
think of
nothing
that.
dies on the internet.
Yeah.
Future children will know. Now, you weren't married.
Right.
So
Wasn't there that country song Before Mama Was Mama?
yes.
And those guys dug up all that stuff about their mom?
I got
Before Mama Was Mama.
I'm gonna have to dig that up. So that's where I go. Was that courage?
I know a lot of moms who weren't exactly the moms they are now.
You know what your mom is. No, it's a weird thing. This year, 2026, is a little bit of a weirder year than I thought. Not a bad year, not everything, but I feel like everything in 2026 at some point is content. Go back to the thing we talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? The argument. And how I just said you're going for the viral clip. It's about winning the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about winning the argument. It's about winning the crowd. The calm person wins the argument.
Yes.
And the Pam Bondi thing wasn't really about an issue. She just felt like you're not going to shut me down, and it's a power play.
Yeah, I am.
It's a power play. I get that.
Even though everything on Capitol Hill really is just kabuki theater.
Yeah. But I'm like, I just feels like everything is content. So if you're going to do a live confession, now it's everywhere. This is a guy from Norway. It wasn't just news in Norway.
And he was a bronze medalist who we'd all forget otherwise.
You got it.
He wasn't the gold. He didn't get hit in the knee with a freaking tire iron like Nancy Kerrigan. Oh, no.
Yeah.
He didn't lose 4 straight Super Bowls. No. This was a bronze medalist.
I just think, I don't know, man, because almost everybody has hurt someone. And I'm not even saying through cheating, but
in general
has hurt someone.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody, I believe, has hidden something. Something. Maybe not forever, but you hid something for a long time. You had a secret.
Yes.
Maybe you're holding one now. Maybe you're holding a secret, whatever. I think everybody has debated telling the truth. Do I say this? Do I not say this? What happens if I do? What happens if I don't? How many times I'm sure they're in the plus minus column on a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. You sometimes wonder, and I always thought like a little bit, not so much this, because can he come back from a mistake? Like I'm trying to think of people who did have legitimate comebacks from mistakes.
President Clinton.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, let's put it this way. In 2000, if he could have had a third term, he would have won hands down over George W. Bush.
Yeah.
America was doing great. And I remember having great aunts who said, I don't care who he screws as long as I get my Social Security check.
See,
that was...
Well, see, now did he normalize cheating? You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just saying. And by the way,
think about it, because every president think about it. After Kennedy, who was messing around on their wife in the White House?
Hang on a second. Maybe I had that wrong. Maybe it wasn't Nixon. Maybe it was Bill Clinton normalized lying.
Could be.
I did not have sex with that woman.
Not have sexual relations with that woman?
Yeah. Because I remember going in and chopping out the audio and being so proud of myself and leaving it for Brother Weeze, who played it. Bro, who did this? Is great. Because it said, and I had sex with that woman. Because, I did not. Took the did not out. And I had sex with that woman. Yeah. It's, I think it was Clinton that they said normalized lying. Trust is the real podium in your relationship. And you don't want to stand on trust alone. Because if the other person doesn't trust you, you're up there by yourself.
Yeah, there's no trust.
That's
I was going to say truth.
No.
Okay.
Trust. If the new year has you saying, I did not sign up for this, like a workers' comp case, Social Security disability, or a personal injury claim, don't try to Google lawyer your way through it. Go to Connors and Ferris. They have offices in Buffalo, New York City, Syracuse, and Rochester, and they'll get back to you within 24 hours. Yeah. So even when you're stress scrolling at 2 a.m., you can call 262-COMP, tell them a little bit about what's going on in your life, and within 24 hours, one of their attorneys will get back to you. You'll talk to real lawyers who will explain things in plain English, not legal mumbo-jumbo. Workers' comp, Social Security disability, personal injury, complicated? Absolutely. Something you should handle alone? Nope. Connors and Ferris. Experienced, responsive, and committed to serving you better. Call 262-COMP. Help's available right now.
There we go.
Reaching back into my knowledge of of women. I think that most women don't want expensive as much as they want intentional. And I think that spending money on a nice restaurant, while impressive, to really seal the night, eye contact, listening, right? Paying attention. Even the story you've heard for the fucking 90th time about Beth and how she once farted on her way into a meeting and everybody laughed. No, that didn't happen. I don't mean.
I was going to say, like, is there something I told you about that I'm not aware of?
But I do. I think there's a lot of times, especially, let me say that I think there are women who get to a certain age and they have kids and they do things and they feel like they're not seen. I really do. I think that that's a real thing. I think it's a real feeling they have.
Yeah, that's how like when the kids all of a sudden grow up and go off to college,
You got
and
it.
the parents look at each other and go, okay, what do we have left?
Yeah.
Kids are
Well,
gone.
when sex becomes fuck you when you pass each other in the hallway, it's not, that's not a good thing. Not a good thing. But I do. I think you want to feel desired.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You want to
feel
be
hot.
wanted.
You
Yeah.
want to feel hot.
I feel sexy.
You do. 100%. And nothing like undivided attention. If you make her feel like the only woman in that restaurant, penny dropper, you might get blown in the car, buddy. I'm just saying it could happen.
Okay. All right. Taking notes. See, my wife is afraid. My wife's not a big Valentine's Day fan.
No.
But I know I got to do something.
No, I get that.
And our anniversary is like the week after.
Okay.
So it's like back to back.
Your anniversary, I get it. A lot of women will say Valentine's Day. I don't want a made up holiday, Hallmark, to remind you that you love me. It's kind of a shitty thing. But,
However, well, it's out there.
yeah, but here's what I thought about, because I think about like my sons all the time, and I go, what men are taught, and not sat down and go, let me teach you something, but just by watching example, you're taught performance. You're taught performance, and women are looking for and probably taught more about connection, because they're about a connection with somebody. I just have a connection with that guy. Why are you dating him? He's got a fucking beer belly. His pants ride low. I don't know. I have a connection. Usually they also have a big wallet.
Well, yeah, like I see these, being a big Sopranos fan, the algorithms got to me, right? So
Yeah.
you see these pictures on Twitter or Instagram of a cartoon version of Tony Soprano in like a bathrobe and a cut an undershirt and boxers with a newspaper under his arm, and then you see the women that love him and they're all gorgeous.
Yes.
I mean, it's like there is an aura with certain men.
Sure, there is.
That is attractive.
Yes.
The looks are secondary. It's all about
It's about the
persona,
energy of the guy.
this
Yes, he's
aura.
a leader. He's
Or
a.
as Rick James, his orange. I can see his, or it's Charlie Murphy. His orange. I can see his orange.
But it's like and it is. There's something about an energy.
Their charisma.
There's a way they carry themselves. There's a confidence to it. That all of that is part of it, and you really can't fake that shit. What did your dad do for your mom?
Card, flowers.
No. In life, what did he do?
Oh, he provided.
Well, he solved their problems.
Yes.
Car broke down.
Dad took care of it.
Got it. That is how men. And what did you learn?
Take care of your wife.
Men solve shit.
Yes.
Right. Men
are problem solvers.
Men are problem solvers. We'll
Like
solve
if
your problem.
like I've had to coach myself not to try to solve all her problems. Like when she comes home and she's venting, just listen.
Yeah.
You don't. Well, you know what? You should tell your coworker Kiki.
Right, because that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's what we're trained to do.
That's what we do.
That's how we're raised to do.
Yes,
No,
yes.
no, just listen.
Do you know how hard that was
Just
for me to
listen.
unlearn in my first semester
Oh yeah,
And
first semester of.
grad school?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, because in there you're not supposed to say anything, and I'm like going.
You got to sit in the stew.
I am. Yeah.
You got to sit in the stew.
Yeah. Did I say that, or did you know that?
You said that.
Oh.
I caught it.
Yes. Yeah.
I listened to you.
Okay.
You got to sit with a minute.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the stew.
Well, that was the
Let
thing.
it
Is like
slow
you had to
cook
let it slow cook, and
for 50 minutes.
I couldn't. I would start solving. I would be like, "Why don't you just tell that bitch to fuck?" You know what I mean, or whatever it was. And
Is this a way to like keep the racket going week to week?
no. I understand what you're saying. What the truth is that if I solve your problem, the problem isn't solved. But if you solve your problem, your problem.
Oh, it's like
solved.
leading the horse.
You got it.
Yeah.
It's like meeting the person where they are and helping them find their own ladder on the way out. Because, and I think I always thought, I love this saying, and I was never sure if I fully understood it. Words don't teach, right? Words don't teach, and experience teaches. So I can tell you the formula and then you apply it, and it's like it doesn't work, or it does work, or you don't care.
Right.
But when you struggle through it and figure it out, it means more to you.
Right. Like let's take that Nordic dude.
Yes.
Okay. Now, we talk about this in church with salvation, right? Okay. Well, what do I say? Well, no, it's got to come from your heart. If this guy cheated on his girl, okay, and well, Billy, what do I do? Okay, well, if you say, well, say this. Oh, okay, I'll just repeat that. It's not meaningful. Like, say you're sorry. I'm sorry for. I'm sorry for what I do. Cheated. I'm sorry for cheating. It's not from the heart.
Right.
You got to help. It's got to come from you.
Yes.
It's got to come from your mind, your body, your soul, your heart, your spirit.
Men solve problems. Women feel.
They feel the problems.
Shit. They feel.
28
they feel
days.
Everything. They feel everything.
Mm-hmm, they do.
And so Valentine's Day or even it's not about solving anything, right? It's about in some way kind of signaling you pay attention.
Yes. You want to telegraph it.
That's right.
Plant those little seeds, fellas.
If you're uncomfortable, signaling affection, you're in trouble.
Plant the seed of love.
Oh yeah.
Do it now.
And here's the thing: attention is currency.
Yes.
Attention is currency.
It certainly is. Now, on the flip side, talk about women with feelings and feeling things out and thinking them with their feelings.
Yeah.
How come they don't feel like getting me nothing for Valentine's Day?
What do you want, Dan?
No, my point is like America, they gear the advertising towards the men.
Yes.
It's like the men's responsibility for the women.
Yes.
And then they create a second holiday in October.
And women feel. That's why.
Okay.
There you go.
Because they create a second holiday in October called Sweetest Day. I don't know if you've heard of this.
Yeah.
This is a Buffalo holiday or whatnot.
It's a Polish thing.
Yeah, and it's also that's Dingus Day.
Oh, that's
after
Day.
Easter.
Yeah.
But the point is that the florists have come up with these holidays to get men to open their wallets to spend more money to feel
let me
guilty.
tell you something. If you
give them more stuff.
Okay, and you know what?
But they never tell the women, hey, get them
from a florist. Get them from a local florist. Don't do them 1-800.
Oh, 1-800 Flowers sucks.
And if you think a fucking gas station
Keyword
flowers, you're already in trouble. Because if she says it's fine, guess what? It's not fine.
You know who's got great flowers?
Fine is the worst word she could say.
You know who's got great flowers?
What?
Trader Joe's. Tremendous flowers. Great flowers.
Yeah. Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
Okay. Good tip.
Outstanding flowers.
Good tip.
Fellas.
Here's something else. Then she'll notice this. Mm-hmm. You spent 5 days, total of 9 hours. 5 days and 9 hours total putting together your fucking fantasy football team. And you're going to freestyle Valentine's Day?
Can't do it.
Fuck you.
You're in trouble.
Danny can recite you playoff stats from 1992. Does he know what his wife loves for dessert?
I know that I'm not supposed to eat the baklava.
All right, get out of here.
One day it's not the Super Bowl.
Well, no, but you said Juice, and Juice said to us,
great party.
It's like his holiday.
Oh gosh,
and it's amazing. Does he work the next day?
Oh yeah.
Or was he drunk?
No.
All right.
You should have seen the spread he had, man.
I'm disappointed.
I almost told my wife to put the desserts in her purse. We had a blast.
Hey, honey, steal a couple of those. I'll leave you half.
He's got like 16 TVs in that house.
I'm thinking about you, honey. I'm thinking about you. I was thinking about you. I left you half.
Meanwhile, we got the Super Bowl on the big screen downstairs, and then he's got like college basketball on the other TVs.
Oh, it's like it's a sports bar. Yeah, that's awesome. Now I wish I'd taken Jackson over there. Jackson came to my house, and then I wound up just staying home, and I made mini steaks and some other stuff. And then he looked at me and goes, I needed a day off. We did 2 nights too hard. Like, okay. All right. For Dan Barillo, for you Valentine's Day suckers, do it right or don't do it at all. I'm Bill Moran. We'll see you next time.
Down in the know we was up to, they wouldn't let us in, and now we landed in Memphis like original sin. Elvis Presley Boulevard to the Graceland Gate.